Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. First, today we are checking out two units that are going to probably drop on Valentine's Day. They're going to have a bond skill. None of them are dropped, and we're going to take a look at them. So without further ado, let's go right into it. Disclaimer: I do not own these images. These images have been shared publicly and I found them on Discord, right? I have been trying to contact many leakers, and I'm actually learning somewhat how to data mine and find leaks for you guys to make videos on. However, it will be a while before I can actually properly do it. So please be patient and just make do with these leaks. I can't do better than this. So let's get to it. The first unit that we have going today is going to be Lubu, and Lubu is basically, if I want to summarize his kit, like again, we don't have much about his passives and stuff. As you can see, like we have nulls over here. However, basically his kit reads AoE Luguru, right? And like that's the important part. It's basically very similar to Luguru. Lubu is a multi-target attack unit with I don't know what durability is. Like we never had the attack durability. Probably it's poor translation. But it's a legendary. He's a chaotic and North Throne, similar to Ardia. However, to my knowledge, he's going to be accessible via just blue summons, right? So similar to Cerberus, Valeria, or Valkyria, who have part in like the Chaos Dominion or Arbiters. However, they are possible to be pulled from blue summons. It's going to be a fighter with 28k HP. That's going to be very important. And 5.4k attack, so finally we're chilling out with the fighters having such a high attack, and 3000 defense. That's going to also be really important. Mediocre magic resistance and cost of 20 makes sense. Block of 2 and attack interval of 2.6, completely normal. Now this is a part that I say it's really important for him to be tanky. Every 12 seconds the next basic attack consumes 15% of the current HP to gain Chaos Strike. When deployed, immediately enters Deep Descent for 10 seconds and gains extra ultimate enhancement, but cannot use ultimate during this state. When HP drops to the 65%, Chaos Strike trigger interval is reduced by 2 seconds. So if I want to put this simply, right? When he is deployed, he enters a state called Deep Descent, and this gives him a false HP bar, right? That is set to 65%. This is just exactly similar to Luguru. Luguru is the only person that have a passive. This guy doesn't have a passive. This is his talent, right? But Luguru has a passive that reduces his HP, and you may say that's bad. No. That's intentional to make him be able to immediately start dealing a lot of damage, because when Luguru's HP falls below 50%, he starts to go ham. This is basically the same thing, right? He enters a false HP mode, and during this mode, if he dies during this 10 seconds of false HP, he immediately goes back to his normal, right? He gains half his HP. Right, so basically like the false HP falls away and he's actually back to normal. Every 12 seconds, similar to Luguru, a basic attack consumes 15% of the current HP to gain Chaos Strike. Basically what he does is deal damage to himself, just like any other chaotic. This just reads chaotic to do Chaos Strike, which is just an attack that deals 400% AoE damage. Luguru has something similar to that, but I think it's 300%, and also it's single target. If it falls below 50%, he does it double, so it's 600%. So Luguru is better at single target. This guy is better at AoE, not to mention Luguru has much better base stats, at least in terms of attack. So basically what he does is when his HP falls below 65%, the interval goes from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. The important part of his kit is not this. It's this passive that we have a null on. Applies a buff to the hero and allies within range. If hero's HP is above 65%, their penetration increase by 40%. What? What? Basically, this guy, when his HP is above 65%, so he doesn't deal that much damage, his allies in the Dolores range gain 40% penetration. There are meta teams in single target arena that involve like using Magda, because Magda is placed down to give them penetration, to give Salazar penetration. This guy is doing the exact same thing. The exact same thing. 40% instead of 15. Magda gives 15. This guy gives 40. For each ally within with less than 65% HP, the hero's damage is increased by 10% up to 40%. So basically, 4 allies have their HP below 65% has 40% additional damage. But this is the fun part. When an ally's HP drops below 65%, restores 30 rage. Now 30 rage isn't much. It's like 3 seconds of waiting. If your rage regen auto is good enough, that's like 2 seconds. But in phases, in Guild Wars 2, that your entire team is just fluctuating up and down, that's a lot. And also, it has no cap. It has no cap for how many allies. So, for example, the boss just slams down. He immediately gets, if all your allies are deployed in that range, right? Let's say you somehow manage to fit everyone in that range, in that Dolores range, right? He's getting, how much is that? 930. That's 270 rage with just a fist slam. That's just insane. So basically, if his HP is above, he gives penetration to allies, so allies deal more damage. If his HP is below 65%, allies do, he himself does more damage. If allies have less damage, if allies have less HP than 65%, he gains damage. If allies fall below that, he also gains rage. So the most ideal situation is like the allies not having that, just fluctuating up and down, but mostly staying down below 65%. There's a bond skill with Diao Chan, which we will get to in a sec. Arena damage increased by 20%. I don't think that's very important. But then cast strike and deep descent. So basically, if I want to summarize his kit up until this point, when you deploy him, he gains a false HP bar at 65% HP, right? So he's already like missing a third of his HP. During this, first of all, he's 65%, so he's like enhanced, right? When his HP falls below 65%, he goes absolute bonkers, right? With the Chaos Strike. After like the 10 seconds of this false HP are up, he basically loses this and he immediately gains his ultimate, right? So he's ready to ult the second he's out of this 10 seconds, because during this deep descent, he cannot use his ultimate. Once he's out of the ultimate, once he's out of deep descent, right, so that false HP, he can immediately use it. If he dies during deep descent, he just loses a deep descent. He doesn't die during deep descent. If he's killed during it, he'll just lose the state and go to his normal attack. So that's cool, I guess. But the thing is, like, it doesn't have much uses in Guild Wars because that's just 10 seconds. Like, if the second they're deployed, they drop like the doggos level 5, they're still not gonna reach him in time, right? That's the thing. In Guild Wars, this has no real uses. Awakenings. Increases basic attack range by 1 tile, so basically similar to Valkyra. He's basically very similar to Valkyra, and the thing is, it's a 50-50 whether it's magical or physical. I would say he's magical, however, that's left to be like shown. We don't know if he's magical or physical, but I would say he is magical. Increases basic attack range by 1 tile, so he goes to 5, as you can see, and if an enemy is not blocked, increases damage by 20%. This screams Conqueror Codex in my opinion, right? You know those Gon comps with, like, they run Gon with Cerberus and Ardia, right? Amazing, right? They run Chaotic. Run him as well, put him behind the barricade, and he will shred, right? He will shred behind the barricade. The only thing I'm scared of is he shreds so well that like his HP doesn't fall down so he can actually do Chaotic Strike properly. That's my only concern. But he's gonna shred, man. The multipliers are insane. A2 is 300 attack, so he goes to 5.7k. Increases Chaos Strike hit damage multiplier by 200%. So basically it goes from 400% AoE to 10 enemies, go to 600. Basically Lugaru level damage to 10 enemies, not 1, 10 enemies. Let's look at another person. You know Ardia's saws? They do like 200% damage or something, 250%. I have to check, I'll put it on screen. But they do that much multiplier. Here's a 600. Let's give you another example. When Uridin has his like chaotic, like potent surge maxed out, right? So 2 ultimates back to back, right, on top of each other. He does a strike, just a single strike, that does 900% damage. He does it as a talent by 600, so it's like a third less. So the multiplier is like 2/3 of Uridin. However, it's not ultimate, it's just a talent. It's not even a passive, it's just a talent that he just constantly does. If he falls below 65%, he does it even more. It's just similar to how like rapidly Luguru does his big slam thing, right? Just similar to that. It's insane. Increases chaotic strike damage multiplier by 200%. We already talked about that. Awakening 4, Raging Auto by 1. This is probably one of the worst awakenings I've ever seen. Just give him 8% penetration. What's wrong with you? When under the deep descent, A5. When under deep descent and enhanced state, so basically when he has deep descent, taking fatal damage will not end these. Instead, he becomes immune to that damage and reduces the duration of deep descent and enhanced state by 5 seconds. So basically, when he's in deep descent, the 10 seconds at the start, right? If he takes fatal damage, so if he dies, he doesn't end deep descent, right? He becomes immune and just has 5 seconds reduced. Is that important? No, not really, right? Not really. I don't think any content in the game is going to be like helpful for that. Well, first of all, it's like a very niche thing at the first 10 seconds of his ult, and the first 10 seconds of his deployment, and instead of immediately losing his entire like deep descent thing, he just has 5 seconds reduced. So at most, if you're like deploying him frame perfect to take the blunt, he has only 5 seconds of deep descent. Just 5 seconds remaining. So A5, stupid in my opinion. Stupid. However, like 5 seconds, it's just 5 seconds of invincibility. But I don't know, could be cool. Some people might like it, but yeah, this is not what you want to go for. A3 is what you want to go for. Awakenings are not that important to him. A3 is what you want to go for if you want to deal damage. But his primary use is going to just be giving the 40% increased penetration to allies. So the best case scenario I see you using him is either Conqueror Codex, right, with chaotic comps that are running Gon and RD and Cerberus, or 2, Guild Boss 2, because I've seen comps that use Magda as a tank. Magda has 17k HP, right? I don't know how much defense she has, right? I don't remember. However, she has like 17k HP, 18k HP, 19k HP, somewhere around that, right? He has 28k, right? So he has Ares level HP. He can tank better. Also, 3k defense is really good. Like, that's really high. That's like bordering some of the defenders. Such as like Azure. Like, Azure is a bad defender, right? But the thing is, he's still a defender. So he has like a good defense and good HP. However, that's the thing. He has very good HP and very good defense. So you can use him as a tank easier. So you just put him down in the most, like in the middle of your comp, and just give him tanky gear. He's not supposed to deal damage in Guild Wars 2. He's just gonna give 40% penetration to your units. Dude, that's, oh my god. Silas's soul sniping, that the crazy thing that he does, ignores 50% defense, right? So it has 50% penetration. He gives 40% to everybody. That's nuts, right? And they don't even have to have like the HP thing, right? They don't have to have below 65% HP. It's just permanent 40%. This guy is good. You just want to get him for his passive. That's it. Similar to Magda. Magda's really good at dealing AoE damage, but her main use in other contexts, other than something like Codex, is going to be mainly just giving penetration. Moving on, let's go to his exclusive artifact. That is going to be Halberd of Woe exclusive artifact for Lubu. Increases AoE damage by 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30% when chaotic strike kills an enemy. It can be triggered again one time immediately. This effect has a 30-second cooldown. So he basically becomes Luguru. You kill an enemy with the big strike, he's gonna do it again, but then it has a 30-second cooldown. That's insane. But the 30% AoE, this is basically a built-in Eye of Sin. Maxed out. So Eye of Sin, like, the thing is, it increases your AoE damage by 20%. If you kill an enemy for 10 seconds, it gives you like another 10% AoE damage. This is a built-in maxed out Eye of Sin. And then there's like the double chaotic strike. Damn, this is insane. One of the good ones, right? The thing is, he is going to be a very situational hero. However, this artifact is definitely insane, right? Thing is, the unit is just situational, so that makes this artifact mid as well. Something so, like, the best artifact in my opinion is the Seabed Crown, which is Shamir's exclusive, but nobody talks about it because Shamir is a bad unit. The artifact itself is insane. If it could have been worn by everybody, you could have seen apprentices going around just with this thing, right? Seabed Crown, absolutely insane, but the thing is, the reason it's bad is because Shamir is a bad unit. So this is the same thing, right? This guy's not a bad unit, he's a very situational unit. Something similar to Cerberus. Cerberus is not a bad unit, he's very situational, he's very niche. And the same thing with this is his exclusive artifact. It's a very good artifact, but it's for a situational unit, so it doesn't make it to the top ones. Next up, we have Diao Chan. Diao Chan is going to be his girlfriend and going to be presumably the guaranteed unit for the Valentine's Day. So she's going to be the limited time guaranteed 200 pulls thing, right? And the thing is, I'm not looking to get her, right? Let's look at her stats. Tags, ally buff, AoE heal, team protection, right? If I want to summarize her kit: Ingrid, Eileen, just Eileen, and then Dolores, right? So that's basically her kit. I'm gonna get to her in a sec. Rarity legendary, of course. Faction Watchguard and Infernal Blast. Random. Class healer. And then HP is going to be 9.7k. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Why is that so low, man? Attack 2.5k, damn, why are these so low? Like, Dolores has more attack than you, and she's an inspiration unit, you don't even give inspiration. Defense 1.7k, which is, oh my god, that's a lot of defense. I think that's double the other, like, platform units defense. Isn't it? Like, I think that's double the other platform units' defense. Magic does 2500 magic resistance. What is this? That's 3 times other platform units. So she doesn't have much HP. She doesn't have that much attack. But she sure as hell is like the tankiest unit in the game in terms of defense and magic. Like, yeah, the thing is, like, you look at someone like Brook here and he has like 4k like defense, and you go, oh, that's higher than this. No, as a platform unit, this is like, I've never seen anything come even close to this in terms of defense and magic resistance. Cost 6, similar to Eileen. As I told you, she's really similar to Eileen. An attack interval of 2, that is not going to matter. When deployed, begins dancing Serenade of Hope. Serenade of Hope is her basic like protection mode, and during this Serenade of Hope, increases healing multiplier by 9% every 2 seconds, maxing out after 20 seconds. So after being deployed for like 20 seconds, she slowly starts to like ramp up her healing, just like Eileen. And after maxing out, she just has like double the amount of healing that she gives. It's not going to be important. Her healing is going to suck. But the thing is, she also going to give like a defense, like damage reduction and stuff. We will get to that during the Song of Sorrow, right? Which we will get to. Actually, let's ignore this, man. Right? Let's go to the ultimate to explain it to you. Manual, 1 second. Initial range is going to be 100. Max range is going to be 500, 400, 300, 200, 100. This is just copy paste, just Ingrid's ultimate. This is just copy pasted Ingrid ultimate. She basically switches mode and goes from Serenade of Hope to Song of Sorrow. Song of Sorrow increases attack by 2% every 2 seconds, maxing out after 20 seconds. So she gives to a certain number of units in range, right? We don't know how many, right? I think it's 3 or 4. She gives like a 20% attack increase, which is, I don't know if it stacks with Immigration, but we sure as hell could like see. I don't know. There's like a passive called Thorn Rose, we don't know what that is. There's a bond skill with Lubu, we don't know what that is. But yeah, we don't know much about her. We just know that simply, right, this is like the one that we don't know much about her. She is deployed, she gives damage reduction, right, and heals properly, to my knowledge, right? So she gives a lot of damage reduction when she's in Serenade of Hope. You use her ultimate, she switches to Song of Sorrow, and then you use her ultimate again, she's back to Serenade of Hope. She starts to rank up each one, right? She starts to ramp up, go up, and goes like on Serenade of Hope, which is her healing, is going to be like doubled after 20 seconds. For Song of Sorrow, which is her attack, offensive side, is going to be 20% more attack. There's not much to it. We have to get to her Awakenings. We don't know much about her. We just know that she's going to be the limited unit. When switching to Serenade of Hope, heals all ally in range for 50%. Not much, considering her very, very poor base attack. She's going to be an attack base, by the way. When switching to Song of Sorrow, applies Rage Regen 5 seconds to allies in range. So basically, Rage Regen, and this is like a 2% Rage Regen per second. So 10 seconds, in 5 seconds, they're going to restore 10% of their max rage. Not much. These effects can be triggered up to 1 time every X seconds. That's to be determined. Of course, that means you can't just spam her to give her healing and just give allies Rage Regen. Otherwise, she would have been very broken. And also very annoying, but again, very broken. Attack 300 additional, not gonna do much. Basic attack range increase, where's my mouse, and goes to Eileen range. From Dolores range, it goes to Eileen range. Basic Rage Regen auto +1, again, the worst awakening in the game. Then during the Thorn Rose, which we don't know what it is, increases damage reduction of Serenade of Hope by 2% and increases the number of targets affected by Song of Sorrows by X, right? So we know Song of Sorrows doesn't give everybody in range attack increase, and we know that she doesn't give damage reduction, and we know that her damage reduction isn't that great. So you need her A5 to give proper like increased attack and increased HP. Where is she useful for? I don't know. If you're really desperate for Guild Boss 2, she works, but if you're gonna get her, just get her for the bond skill with Lubu, which we don't still know what it is. Let's go to our exclusive Phoenix Feather Fan exclusive artifact for Diao Chan. Increases attack by 5% when Serenade. Increases attack by 5%. This is exactly similar to Constance's exclusive. When Serenade of Hope reaches maximum stacks, increases healing multiplier by an extra 10, 15, and 20%, right? So she goes to 110. And then when Song of Sorrow reaches max stack, increases attack by another 3, 4, 5%, so 25% max. So you go to +10, this is added, then you go to +13, this is added, then you go to like +16, this is added, +19, +22, like max, and then this is +25. So basically, yeah, it's going to be the 6 stages. It's slowly gonna go up. I say get her to, if you're gonna get her to at least +13 to at least like get the bonus effects, at least like get a little bit going for her. Their appearance is gonna look like this. Again, this is not my, I don't know who this is, right? If this is your Discord profile picture, please comment down below. I really need leakers, or at least help leaking. But these are going to be the really poor quality like looks. This is going to be Diao Chan, and this is going to be Lubu. And again, I'm not stealing content. This was publicly available, so I'm just sharing it with you with shout out to this Discord user for leaking this. Thank you all for watching. I don't know, like, let me know your thoughts. Diao Chan seems really underwhelming. And Lubu seems very nice. Like, Lubu seems very nice. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Please subscribe, follow me on Twitch, and join my Discord channel. I do free takeovers and all of that shebang. Join, ask questions if you have anything you want to say. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Goodbye.